the last fight I want to ask you about, and then we'll move on to a couple. Well, not the last fight, but the last fight I want you to get in depth, I guess, is Mayweather Pacquiao. It's probably the biggest fight last 20, 30, 40 years. Uh,
Monetarily, it's the biggest event in the history of boxing.
Yeah,
In terms of money, it's the biggest event ever.
for
And
sure, for sure.
that's because of social media.
Yeah.
That's because of all the people who spent enormous sums of money for the outcome of being able to stand in that arena and hold up a ticket and take a selfie and say, "Look at me. Look at where I was. Look at what I got. I got actually into the fight." For months, people would come up to me on the streets or at other fights, et cetera, and say, "Oh, I'm so excited about Pacquiao and Mayweather." And I would say, "Why? What is it that you're excited about?" "Oh, it's going to be such a great fight." And I would say, "Do you really think that? I mean, what in the world would prompt you to think that it's going to be a great fight?" "Well, they're such great fighters." "Yes, but look at the styles. Do you not understand what it is that Floyd Mayweather does?" The only way Floyd Mayweather is ever going to be in a great fight is if all of his skills are eroded and he's been beaten down to nothing. Right now, he's still pretty close to in his prime. So the notion that you'll ever see him in a great fight, that's crazy. That's totally antithetical to his style. Great fights are not what Floyd does, okay? And it's a mark of his brilliance as a marketer that he's got you believing that there's going to be something interesting to see there. So you saw the fight. I mean, it was a nothing happened fight, and I knew that would always be the case.
Um, a lot of people, and I'm of this camp as well, so I'm not gonna be vague with it. I thought the fight happened 3, 4 years, 5 years too late. Not not too late, but more like it should have happened a little before. Do you think the outcome would have been different had the fight happened in 2009, 2010?
No. I think you're 100% correct that it should have taken place long before it did. That was Mayweather both building the event up, playing social media, stretching it out as long as possible to get the maximum market clout, and also at the same time allowing Manny to deteriorate and get weaker and weaker and weaker. The great counterpuncher always has an advantage over the great attacker. There's never a moment in the history of boxing when the great counterpuncher doesn't have an advantage over the great attacker. That's point one. Point two, Mayweather was brilliant, an amazing defender. Manny was definitely on the downside and not nearly as good at that point as he had been long before. But he sure as hell needed the money and wanted the money. So Floyd had him in exactly the right position. And everything played out the way I expected it to.
Okay.